Okay, so the storyboard ID here is called Pick New Cards, for example. And what I want to do is I want to have an IB action associated with this discard button. And that IB action is going to create an instance of this guy. And then this guy will pop up on the screen. When I hit this done button, what I actually want it to do is I want to do the normal back button press. Remember the thing that we have from our extension? So this guy just does it. Remember we did this back button press from this UI view controller extras? So this just tells a view controller to dismiss itself. Okay, so we'll have this view controller, which you could have attached to any code base. So you'll have a view controller object behind the scenes there, even though right now I'm just using the normal plain Jane UI view controller. But all view controllers have a back button press, so I'll go ahead and hook up back button press to this done button. And you can do maybe touch up inside. Okay. But now I'm going to get rid of that segue there. I'm going to get rid of this segue here.
Okay.
But that button still goes to the back button press. So instead of using a segue to get here, what it does is it just dismisses itself. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go write in IB action for, this is our, what's the name of this class? For view controller, view controller.swift. We're going to write an IB action that we're going to connect to the discard 3. And what we want that IB action to do is we want it to create an instance of the view controller whose storyboard ID is Pick New Cards.
Yeah.
So I'll do this. We'll go ahead and create an IB action here. Pick new 3 button press, something like that. And then I'll say let VC equal self dot storyboard dot instantiate view controller with identifier. And this is going to be called Pick New Cards. Now, by default, this guy will come out as a generic UI view controller. In this case, it is a generic UI view controller. But for you, it might be called, it's maybe called Select New Tiles VC or something like that. Does that make sense? But what I'm having it go to just a plain Jane UI view controller. So that's what it's already going to come out as. And then I'll just say self dot present and the view controller I'm going to present is the one I just instantiated from the storyboard. Go ahead and animate it, and I don't want to do anything when it completes. Okay. Oh, this guy I must have to tell it as UI view controller. What does this guy upset about? Oh, it's upset about this. It's optional. So this guy optionally creates that view controller in the event that you didn't give it a real identifier. But we gave it a legal identifier, so it's going to give me the generic UI view controller inside of this variable VC. Then we'll go ahead and present that guy. So just to review it, well, now we need to hook up that IB action. So we'll go to this view controller here where we wrote the IB action. We'll click over here. Here's my new Pick 3 button press. So here's that guy down there. We'll hook it up to this button. So now when we click this button, we'll use the storyboard object to create a brand new instance of this guy. So we're not segueing to it. It's going to be a fresh instance. Then when we hit the done button on this screen, that instance will go away. So we won't have all these extra instances floating around. All right, so now when I hit discard 3, it's going to call that IB action, it's going to use the storyboard, it's going to create an instance of the screen. Now when I say done, it's not segueing back, it's actually just missing that screen. So then the net new view controllers that were created is 0. It was created here, it was dismissed here. So I don't have any extra view controllers floating around. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I were you, after you select your 3 tiles that you want to get rid of, and the done button shows up, when you click that done button, it's going to take you to the screen that's going to show them all of the tiles they can choose from. Then they'll choose their 3 tiles they're replacing it with. They'll go ahead and hit done, and it'll take them back to the screen with their hand. Now, what I would suggest is that you use the singleton that we have, that we probably call core or something like that, to keep track of your current hand. Is that where you're keeping your current hand now? Let me stop sharing the screen here. So right now, where do you store the objects, the tiles that you currently have in your hand? Is that in the singleton?
Well, it's in a global variable.
Okay, but global inside of like core.swift or something? So you can access it anywhere. Okay, so when you pick those 3 new tiles, you can then, let me lower my volume here. When you pick those 3 new tiles, you can then replace the 3 old tiles inside of that global variable from that screen before you dismiss it. And then when you go back to the screen that shows your current hand, inside of View Will Appear, you can look at the new current state of the hand and have it run all those calculations again for what's the best hand to currently go for. Correct? Okay. So basically, you're just going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between those 2 moves until they finally say the game's over or something like that. Okay. So as far as your next steps, is there anything that you don't feel like you understand how to do that you need to do next?
I think it's just time. It's the biggest problem.
Okay. So what I would then suggest is if you don't need me to show you anything new, then we can go ahead and pause here, and then if you need to get back together tomorrow night or the next night, if you run into a bug or something like that, let me know, and we could just meet several times for 10 or 15 minutes and get you through the thing with the ultimate goal of having it done for Monday, right? Yeah, I mean, so you might as well use, the rest of the time right now to work on it instead of us sitting here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll upload this video so you have it in case you want to reference that storyboard thing. And I'll look for an email from you. I think we're planning on meeting on Sunday night at least, but I'm pretty much available every night during the week. We just have to kind of pick a time. We might have to go a little later or something, but if you run into any problems, bugs or something like that, let me know, and I can probably reply to an email during the day and tell you this is what you got to fix, this is what you got to fix. But, at this point, if you hit a wall, let me know so I can try to get you past the wall.
Sure.
Sound like a plan? Okay. Well, so I'll go ahead and upload this video, and I will look for an email from you. If I don't see an email from you in the next couple of days, I'll probably email you maybe on Friday or something to figure out what we're going to do on Sunday, but kind of keep me in the loop and see where things are going. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will see you soon then.
All right. Let me know.
Okay. Yep. Yep, just keep me in the loop and we'll figure it out, I'm sure. We can be pretty flexible. All right,
All right, sure.
later.